Alright, y'all, today I'm about to harvest my potatoes. As you can see, I have them growing here in these planters, and they have pretty much died back quite a bit. I have some here also growing in 5-gallon containers, and the leaves have started browning. Probably about a month or so ago, I removed the flowers that were emerging from the plants because I want that energy, instead of focusing in the flower, to go into the tuber that's beneath the soil. So I removed the flowers. Now we're gonna go in here. I'm not sure what variety I have here, but I did cover up the soil with some straw because I was gonna be away from the garden for a while, and I wanted that straw to assist in keeping the moisture in there. Right? So hence the reason I put the straw in there. But today we're gonna go in and harvest these potatoes. I'm going to first pull all the plants out, and this is just how I harvest my potatoes, or when I choose to harvest it, when the plant has started to die back or show signs of browning, just like this. Alright, this right here is the seed potato that I put in to be able to harvest all these potatoes. We have potatoes of different size. Let me just get this plant out. And this I'm going to throw it on the compost so it can break down. This is embedded deep in here. Okay. I need my muscles. Ugh. This straw here, I can put it in an empty. Let me just grab this right here. I can reuse this straw here, which is a good thing about using it, because it don't break down all the way in the first year. And this is just natural straw that won't hurt your soil, won't hurt your plants, but you'll definitely have some growth in there from the seeds in the straw pack. So let's get in there and see what we got going on. I found the wheelbarrow, so I'm going to use that to empty the soil in here and harvest the potatoes that way. And this is a Kennebec variety that I planted here on April 9th, 2024. And as you can see, the potatoes are all hidden at the bottom. Really nice sized potatoes. And this is why I like emptying the container to harvest the potatoes, because sometimes they're hidden at the bottom and you don't get to harvest all of them. And this is why they end up springing back up the following year. Oh, look at this one. It is huge. Wow. Got some really nice sized ones. I suggest that you do not try to lift this heavy planter. It's very heavy, and if you're not used to doing heavy work, then you just shouldn't. But I'm going to continue to harvest these potatoes, and this is just how I choose to do it, because I get to the bottom of the container easier this way, and I'm able to harvest all the potatoes that are in here. This one is a Yukon Gold that I also planted April 9th. So I have the Kennebec Harvest in here in that planter, and I am now harvesting the Yukon Gold. And I don't necessarily like huge potatoes. I prefer them like small and tender and buttery rather than a bigger tuber. So this year I'm making really good on potatoes. I've harvested my ingrown potatoes already. I already put the video up. I believe I harvested them in late June, I believe. So I'm now doing, and they were planted in ground, so I'm now harvesting what I planted in containers. And as you can see, container gardening with potatoes, it's a nice yield. But I'm going to go through all of these and make sure I get every tuber out as best as I can. Alright, this is my final planter. The worm activity in here is active. I'm going to remove the straw first, and then we're going to get to harvesting our potatoes. Look at all this earthworm in here. See that? We need that for the soil to keep the plants healthy. This seems like a lighter soil, so I'm going to dig into this. I'm not sure what variety this is, but it's food either way. I may not empty this planter out because it's the third one, and at number 3 my back is feeling like it's ready to give out from lifting these. So I'm just going to dig in with my hand and try to harvest as much as I can. And then later on, when hubby comes home from work, he'll do the heavy lifting. He'll help me do the heavy lifting. We'll just do it together. Where did it go? There we go. There's still more in there. Oh, wow. And this variety here, I think, is the Russet Gold. I didn't, oh, there it is. No, Russet Nakota. I gave it a whole new name. I think I'm almost done here. I don't even think hubby needs to help me when he gets home with this one. Let's see. Let's make sure we get all the corners. Ooh, my back. That's what it is about. Part of gardening is using your brute strength to get the work done. A lot of it is manual work. So I think this should be good for now. I'll probably take a break from this and gather these potatoes. I have some over here, some here, and I still have some here to pick up. I have my empty bucket. I'm gonna put them in it, and then I gotta go and harvest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-gallon buckets of potatoes. Whew. And it's hot out, so I might just take a water break, and then I'll get going again. Stay tuned for the bounty. So now I'm gonna do the 5-gallon buckets. I'm not gonna record all of it. These are the holes that I made in the bottom of the bucket for drainage so that the potatoes are not sitting in water. I also placed my tag in there of the variety of potatoes, and now I'm harvesting the potatoes from that bucket. As you can see, I'm making a pretty good haul just in a 5-gallon bucket, and at the end you'll see I've pulled out probably about 2 handfuls of potatoes just from one bucket. So if you're not growing and you have space to grow, so whether it's in a container, whether it's in a bucket, just give it a try and your experience would be your own. I'm just showing what I'm doing just as an encouragement because I'm passionate about growing my food, and this is the bounty of my potatoes that I had grown in containers. Thanks for watching.